Good Shabbos, everyone. We're sort of waiting for some of our guests. Okay, full disclosure, I was in my office drinking. Just kidding. Not really. So anyway, no, we are waiting for some of our guests as well. But we're going to get started with our prayers, our service. But before we do that, of course, what's most special is coming together as a community. So find someone you may or may not know, introduce yourself to them, and wish them a good Shabbos. And if it's Dee Dee, wish her a happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Shalom, shalom aleichem. Shalom, shalom aleichem. Shalom, shalom aleichem. Shalom aleichem, malachei hasharet, malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem leshalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni leshalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei amlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem leshalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Before we begin our formal services, for those who have a name to add to our Kaddish list or are here for your site, we ask that you check that off or see one of our ushers in the back, if you haven't done that already, so that we can make sure we include all the names of those who are remembering on this Shabbat. We begin our prayers with those of the lighting of the Shabbos candles and of the blessings over the wine. And I invite honored guests this evening, Alicia Michael Stillman, Alicia Stillman and Marcy Bernstein to light our Shabbos candles, and Michael Stillman and Ian Bernstein for the blessings over the wine. Some of them may be a surprise right now that they're doing this. And as they walk up, I'll just say that these are the two families for the inspiration of Organ Donor Shabbat, who have both spread the word of the importance of this blessing, and the value of this as well. So, ladies, if you'll come over here.
Let us welcome Shabbat with light, with love, and with love.
May
we bring Shabbat into our hearts, into our souls, and into our homes. May the glow of these candles light our way in the world.
May we never feel lost or alone with our people by our side.
May the glow of these tapers bring a spirit of renewal to our lives.
May we see our world with eyes that are wise. May the flames that we kindle inspire us with the warmth of our people and the faith that they cherish.
As we bless these candles, so may we be blessed by their light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvot
Blessed are you, eternal our God, ruler of the universe, who has commanded us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
May we be blessed with the joy of Shabbat. May we be blessed with the holiness of Shabbat. May we be blessed with the warmth of Shabbat. May we be blessed with Shabbat peace.
Michael, do all this Hebrew here. You want to do something?
Shabbat is to teach us that life can be filled with holiness and happiness only if we take the time to experience what the world has to offer. As we praise God for the sweetness of wine, so too do we express our appreciation for the sweetness of life. For all the blessings that life has to offer, for home, health, love, work, friendship, and especially for the chance to appreciate the gifts we have been blessed with, do we raise the cup that has symbolized the fruit of the vine and the joy of the Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'yahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lemaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי באנו ובחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדיש השבת. Amen. L'chaim.
L'chaim. We continue with our call to worship as we rise together on page 20 of our prayer books. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvarach. Praise be our God, to whom all praise is due. Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Praise be our God, to whom all praise is due, now and forever.
Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Lai, 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 lai. Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim. B'chochma poteach she'arim, v'vidvuna meshane itim. U'machalif et hazmanim. U'mesader et hakochavim. V'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono. Praised are you, our God, ruler of the world, who brings about the evening star. Your wisdom makes the dawn appear. You differentiate the times and seasons of our lives. The stars follow their courses as a sign of a divine creative force in the universe. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv aravim. We join together at the top or the middle of page 21 in the italics. You have created the day and night, even though you cause the day to disappear and you bring on the night. You have developed a separation and distinction one from the other. We call you ruler of the universe, but you are our living God. May you create understanding among us so that we might never take nature for granted. Praised are you, our Creator, who causes night to fall. As we recite the watchword of our faith, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod, Shem Kavod, Malchuto Leolam, Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated.
And thou shalt love Adonai your God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And all these words which I command you on this day shall be upon thy heart, shall be upon thy heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and thou shalt speak of them when thou sittest in thy house, when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up, and when thou risest up, and thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be for frontlets between thine eyes, and thou shalt write them on the doorposts of thy house and upon thy gates, upon thy gates, that ye shall remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God.
These eternal words have been a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our path. Faith and choice bring understanding to the soul and sensitivity to the heart. In all times and places, our God has been a part of our lives.
Our
faith has been our rock and our help. We witnessed God's wonders when we went free from Egypt. When slavery's chains were broken, we witnessed it. May those who have the faith to believe also have the wisdom to be kind.
O God, in whom we have all hope,
we glorify your name now as our people have praised you throughout history.
מי כמוך האלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך האלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורות תהילות אוסף אלה, נורות תהילות אוסף אלה, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע ים לפני משה. זה אלי ענו ואמרו, זה אלי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. נורות תהילות אוסף אלה, נורות תהילות אוסף אלה, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד.
In preparation for the Amidah, we rise together on page 25 and take a moment for our own private meditation, either following the words of our prayer books or those our hearts might prompt.
יהיו לרצון אמרי פי, אמרי פי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי, וגואלי, וגואלי לרצון אמרי פי, אמרי פי, והגיון ליבי לפניך. אדוני צורי, אדוני צורי, וגואלי, וגואלי. אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך. Eternal God, Open up my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Leah ve'Elohei Rachel האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לפני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
You are holy, and your name is holy. And we sing your praises every day. Praised are you, the holy God. Please be seated.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, לחיים השלום מעתה ועד עולם. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. ושמור צאתנו ובואנו
us lie down in peace, O God, and permit us to wake up in the security of knowing that we are safe and loved. Be a shield around us and keep enemies, disease, violence, homelessness, and hunger far away from those we love. Keep us safe in the shadow of your wings, for you are our protector. You show compassion and mercy when you permit us the experience of seeing the shelter of your peace. Give to your people Israel and the world a time of peace.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום השביעי שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת.
And together we read our prayers for peace. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country that it may always be a stronghold of peace and its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within its borders, health and happiness within its homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship among the inhabitants of all lands. And may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Blessed is the eternal God, the source of peace.
Every breath, each life, each spark, every light that emerges from every dark, this body, this voice, this energy, I just opened my eyes, it was granted to me. Given this space, given this time, given to all, uniquely mine. Every first and every last, all of the future, the present, and even the past. I am a wave, a rise and a fall, a singular drop in the ocean, connected to all. Given this space, given this time, given to all, uniquely mine.
It is Shabbat. One day we have in the midst of our hectic week, take a little more time for ourselves. One day we have in the midst of our hectic lives, pause for a moment as well. Enough at least to close our prayer books, to put them away for a moment, to trust a little more. Even enough, maybe to close our eyes as well. And to take a deep breath and to relax. To breathe in God's gift to each and every one of us, and to breathe out our gift to this world. Especially on this Shabbat, this moment. Does it give us pause to appreciate these blessings that surround us? The very air we breathe, the soft, sweet whisper of a child. A sense of community and a reminder that we're not alone in this world. And memories that are a part of who we are, of those who are still with us, guiding us, reminding us of the values we hold true. The gifts that we have that we carry each and every day. This blessing is Shabbat, the Sabbath, that reminds us to pause. To pause and notice and appreciate. To use our senses to lift ourselves up. To know the blessings that we do have, each and every one of us, in our lives.
There is a love song of taking and giving, of singing and dancing in rhythm with all that is living. It's breathing out and breathing in, a life that is taken and granted again and again. Given this space, given this time, given to all, uniquely mine. Given this space, given this time, given to all, uniquely mine.
In the midst of our prayers as we gather together as a community, so do our thoughts at this time turn to those in need of healing and strength. And being Shabbat, we take the Torah out, we walk around with it, we reach out and touch it, we mention the names of those we're thinking of in our community, friends and family who are in need of healing, as well as we think of those who are waiting for organs that will help save their lives too. Let us rise together. Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'imutenu Sarav Kol Rachel Leah v'Rachel. Hu yivarech et Cholim, merciful God, who has blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah, Becca, Leah, and Rachel. Send your blessings to our loved ones who are stricken with illness, especially those friends and family we think of at this time. Alyssa Yoto and Muhammad Akhand, Susan Averbach, Batia, Bapesha Panina, Carol Binder, Pat Burkhall, Eugene Blakeman, Stephanie Blah, Chris Burke, Joel Bussell, Pat Carey, Karen Kasman, Bill Cooperstock, Gary Fishman, Miriam Farber, Howard Goldberg, Shirley Halpern, Hank Heiser, Joe Gilbert, Vera Hopkins Gordon, Paul Greenberg, Jerry Hoffman, Harriet Hoffman, Christy Jessup, Michael Kahn, Fran Claren, Yvonne Krasny, Henry Leopold, Mark Luckvick, Zoe Marcus, Ellie Meisler, Tony Michaels, Sherry Minlin, Deborah Mursky, Scott Miles, Harold Newman, Stephen Newman, Rabbi Robert Nosenchuk, Eric Perez, Annette Pines, Miriam Leah, Don Alba Esther, Jason Poland, Ryan Romanchuk, Alan Rosen, Sylvia Rosen, Stuart Rotman, the St. Amand family, Ernest Schoen, Sonia Sklar, Dan Sonnenberg, Evelyn Soroka, Chaim Shmuel ben Noach, Kochab ben Noach, Lisa Mendelson Weiner, Loretta Ziegelman, as well as the 20,095 American troops who have been injured in Iraq and Afghanistan to date, and all the names in our hearts. Baruch atah Adonai Rapha Cholim. Blessed you, God, and give strength to those in need.
May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say bless those in need of healing with Refuah Shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We continue on page 41 for our concluding prayers.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והי אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Nothing can fill the emptiness that a death leaves behind. Those who are no longer a physical presence are still alive within our thoughts and our words. Their memories are only a part of the picture. So long as we recall their presence, their warmth, friendship, their heart, mind, and thought are still within our soul. We honor and cherish the ones we love. They're living our lives to the fullest. This time in our prayers, our thoughts turn to those taken from our midst in this past month, friends and family of our congregation, Barry Chernick, Joyce Moroff, Marcia Indiana Myers, Robert Mellon, Thelma Brown, Douglas Moss, Larry Miller, Terry Greenberg Watlet, Marshall Oser, as well as the 2,420 Americans in our armed forces lost in Afghanistan, Iraq, and the surrounding areas to date. Linking their names and names as your sites we mark on this Shabbat. Those anniversary of passing we lovingly commemorate. Jean Bellet, Julius Berkowitz, Irene Cook, Rhoda Feinberg, Hyman Frank, Bob Gann, Michael Gill, Sonia Glazer, Sylvia Golds, Manny Hoffman, Golden Estrin Jacobson, Francis Kazander, Richard Kahn, June Heller Cole, Lillian Kunzman, Nathan Lieberman, Jacob Rader Marcus, Sharon Margulis, Roy Nathan, Howard Reinitz, Diane Roche, Ethel Schoenfeld, Phil Shapiro, and Toby Shapiro, Arlene Starr, Martha Stevens, Sheva Stolovich, Harry Zucker. Linking their names, all the names that we did not recite on the Shabbat, those of every faith and family whose lives have touched ours, those whose lives were taken before their time, who generously gave of their organs to save other lives, as well as those who have no one to stand and say Kaddish for them. So do we stand together as one community, one family, and join the immortal words of the mourner's Kaddish as found on page 46 of our prayer books. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah, v'yalma divrach hiroteh v'yalmich malchuteh, b'chayechon uv'yomechon u'chayedecho beit Yisrael, b'galau uv'izman kariv imru, amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mavarach alama me'amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'nadar v'nalev v'nalal shemei kedusha b'richu. Le'alamin kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, daram b'yama v'imru, amen. Yehei shama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'ramav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May the source of peace and peace to those who mourn, comfort to those who are bereaved, here and everywhere. And let us say,
Oseh shalom b'ramav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'ramav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
I know some of you are here for Shabbat tonight, but a lot of you are here because it's Organ Donor Shabbat as well. And so this is a tradition we have at Temple, thanks to the Stillmans and now thanks to the Bernsteins. That's something very special that we're able to do to encourage, promote all of us to have our license saying that we're organ donors and recognize the importance of this mitzvah. You know, in Jewish tradition, if we were traditional Jews and we prayed every single day and went to synagogue every morning, this is not a judgment call, Michael, don't feel guilty. I know you don't worry, I know you will, because I'm with you not being there every day. But if we did every day, in the prescribed set of prayers, as we begin with singing psalms and the blessings, what's really interesting, the first prayer we say in the service says, "You grace humans with the knowledge and teach mortals understanding. Graciously, God, share with us wisdom, insight, and knowledge. Blessed are you, God, who graces us with knowledge." Before we ask for health, before we ask for peace, before we ask for forgiveness, we ask for understanding, for knowledge, for wisdom. Maybe it's because we don't always understand necessarily our world and how things work and what happens right before our eyes and the challenges that our lives put us through. And so maybe what we ask for is to find meaning and understanding in every experience. Few people have done that in my life that I've watched and been a part of than the Stillmans, in making meaning and becoming our teachers in the midst of the things that we don't really understand. So they taught me about Organ Donor Shabbat and brought this to us the year that Emily died. It was the first fall, and she had passed away that winter, that February, and reminded me of what this mitzvah is all about. And since then, we've been able to expand the knowledge of it and help other people understand it and learn from the goodness they're doing as they brought more of us into their lives and shared this as the Bernsteins have personally benefited specifically from it as well. So first, I want to introduce Michael and Carly Stillman, who are going to share a few words and introduce more special people for this wonderful night.
Hello, everybody. I think everybody knows who I am, but I'm Michael Stillman. Normally, this time every year, Alicia and I come up here, and we have the honor of saying thank you to all of you who are here and letting you know a little bit about what Alicia, more than me, but what we've done for the year, and having the honor of introducing some people who have joined us in speaking, and of course, for those of you that don't know, this beautiful young lady behind me in this picture, the beautiful young lady in the picture behind me, that was Emily, our daughter. And today I have a special honor of having my daughter Carly here with us, who has not been here with us in any of the preceding years that we've been able to do this. So Carly is going to speak for Alicia and I today, and we're very honored to be able to have Carly here with us and for her to be able to take over saying something tonight. So.
Welcome, everyone, to what we just figured out is our 7th annual Donor Shabbat. I'm Carly Stillman, as he just said, daughter of Alicia and Michael, and sister of Emily, one of the reasons we're all here tonight. Tonight I'll be representing the Stillman family and the Emily Stillman Foundation. This is actually the first time, like my dad just said, in 7 years that I've been able to participate in the Donor Shabbat service in person. For the last 6 years, I've been streaming the service on my laptop in New York City. So thank God for technology, but I'm honored and excited to be here and be a part of it tonight. Of course, the reason we're all here is to continue the conversation about organ donation. A conversation that is especially important to my family because of my sister Emily. Organ donation is not something we knew very much about before we were given the opportunity to perform the mitzvah of donating Emily's organs 7 years ago. We want to acknowledge Guy Mulligan and his family who are here to join us this year. Guy has Emily's heart, which we actually saw a recent video of just before this service. The first time we met Guy and his wife, Amy, they had just 2 kids, and since Guy has had our Emily's heart, they have added 2 more adorable kids to the mix, and we're beyond lucky to have a very special relationship with them all. So thank you guys for being here. While we're here because of organ donation, I'd like to also provide a recap of some of our other accomplishments from the past year. The Emily Stillman Foundation had a very busy and successful 2019, exhibiting, presenting, meeting, and planning, not just all over the country, but all over the world. The Meningitis B Action Project has taken on a life of its own, in which resources including brochures, videos, and handouts are being used all over the country. With the creation of the B Team, we had hundreds of volunteers in all 50 states perform advocacy action on World Meningitis Day. Similar in structure to the vaccines we provide at the Gary Bernstein Community Health Center, we have officially approved another community health center to be part of the Emily Stillman vaccination program at the Say Yes Detroit Family Clinic in Highland Park. The ribbon cutting ceremony will be right after the beginning of the year. In addition to my amazing mother, Alicia Stillman, receiving the Woman of the Decade Award, the Emily Stillman Foundation was awarded an Outstanding Achievement Award from the Alliance for Immunizations in Michigan. We are also a part of the World Health Organization's Eliminate Meningitis by 2030 global campaign. And with all that, we can't wait to see what 2020 brings for us. Again, we're so appreciative of everyone who's here tonight, so thank you so much, and here is Ian Bernstein.
Hello, everyone. Thanks again for being here. I can't say enough great things about the Stillman family. Just from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate everything they've done, their courage, their dedication, everything they've done, not only to honor Emily, but what they've done for people like me. Arguably, I received a kidney back in 2017, the greatest gift ever. And because of amazing people like the Stillmans, that became possible. And so are nights like this because of their courage. So it's hard to explain, but once you become a recipient of an organ, you actually become part of a family. And that family continues to grow. It increases in size. The benefits, the friendship, the stories, and the impact of it were just completely unexpected to my wife and I. Marcy and I just had no idea what impact this would have on our lives and how meaningful it would become. And after I received my kidney, I received a lot of phone calls from people that heard that I had a kidney and they wanted to hear my story. And they wanted just to feel better. So as that progressed, Marcy started to realize that we could help people and formalize a process. So some of you may know that Marcy actually, when I realized I needed a kidney, she went and got tested, and she was a perfect match. I mean, perfect. And not only did she want to give me a kidney, she demanded to give me her kidney in true Marcy fashion. And it was an uncomfortable situation for me, and luckily, an amazing gift showed up in Ohio, and I was able to get one from, unfortunately, from a beautiful man named Tyler Wetzig, and ironically, his father who I've become very, very close with. His father's name is Guy, which, pretty crazy. Small world. But, today, there's 13 people that die every day in this country waiting for a kidney. And it's unacceptable. And so a lot of it, Marcy and I believe, was a lack of support and for people to talk to. And so this really became evident when Marcy decided she wanted to give me her kidney, and she said to Henry Ford Hospital, I'd like to talk to somebody and hear about their experience. And they were confused. They didn't know what to do. There was no one for her to talk to, literally nobody. They said, well, we can maybe talk to someone, we could find a patient. I mean, a month went by, nothing happened. And we realized that something needed to be done. And so I'm proud to report that through a lot of work that we now have, Marcy and I are supporting in conjunction with the American Transplant Institute out of Denver, Colorado. We're now working with Henry Ford Hospital to formalize a process which is now up and running, where we are going to have a formal peer-to-peer mentor organization. And we're very excited about this, and we're hoping that this will encourage a lot more people, especially when you hear the story tonight, about becoming organ donors. So we're extremely proud and hope other people get involved with that eventually. So the reason we're really here is now I want to bring in to introduce our speakers. And I'm very proud to call them friends. very close friends, and I call them my kidney sisters. And first is Molly Williams, and there's also Christy Cooper. But Molly and I met about 2 years ago. She was one of the many phone calls I received where someone said, hey, I've got a friend that needs a kidney. Would you mind talking to her? And of course, my answer is always yes. And we started talking, and it was clear Molly needed help, and she needed a kidney quickly. And so we talked a lot. I provided coaching, support, friendship, and definitely some tough love, and which she needed, by the way. And we formed this incredible bond that it's hard to describe until you're kind of in this world, the bond that you have with people that join this world, as Guy probably knows well. And so we talked a lot and supported each other. And the best thing Molly had going for her was that she belonged to Orange Theory, because that's where Christy Cooper belonged. And Christy, as you'll see here, was her donor. And they belonged to the same gym. And literally, Christy, as you'll hear, was somebody they worked out together, didn't even have each other's phone numbers. And Christy was willing to give her kidney to basically a stranger. Christy's my hero, literally my hero. She's kind, beautiful, generous, and she donated her kidney to Molly, who they worked out together. That was it. And she's a role model in so many ways, and truly the poster child for living organ donation. So the story of these women will absolutely amaze you, and without further ado, please join me in welcoming Christy Cooper and Molly Williams.
Hi, everybody. I'm Molly. This is Christy.
Hi, everyone.
We're honored to be here tonight. I feel like a lot of people should have been clapped for before we got up here, so congratulations to the Stillmans, the Bernsteins, for all you've done in this entire community. So I was here last year. Some people know I was in the back. I had a mask on because I had received my kidney about 6 weeks prior, so this was my first kind of public appearance. But we're honored to be here. I think we were both sitting back there. It was beautiful. It's just a beautiful service. It's just so beautiful. And so we talked. We've done a few speeches prior to this, and tonight I think we really want to talk about purpose and like what people's purpose is. So we really feel like our story is divine. And my mom is sitting back there, and my dad, and so my mom has polycystic kidney disease. She got a kidney transplant 21 years ago, and I feel like my journey started then, because 2 years after that, they thought she might need a kidney, and I got tested, or a liver, and I got tested to give her a liver, and in that process, I found out I had polycystic kidney disease, and the doctor who told me I had polycystic kidney disease is the head of the Transplant Institute at Henry Ford Hospital right now and spoke last year at your organ donor Shabbat. So we now spend many times together, and we think this started a long time ago. So God's plan is greater than everyone can understand. So I knew for a long time I had polycystic kidney disease, and I really got close at the last 2 years kind of before the transplant. And the last summer before it, I had been on the Michigan kidney transplant list for 18 months, and at that point I had a number of friends who were getting tested. I had about 12 people get tested with blood work, and they put 3 people at that time, my husband, my best friend from high school, and my best friend from college, through the all-day process to give me a kidney. And none of them were a match. And it was last summer, in the summer of 2018, and I was starting to really get discouraged, but I really wasn't missing my Orange Theory workouts, which were at 8:15 on Saturday and Sunday mornings. And there's a long wait list to get in that class, so I registered for all of them. And I missed on a Saturday. I missed in June. So.
Yeah. So Molly and I had about a year and a half together on Saturday and Sunday mornings. And during those times, it would be a casual hello. It would be a, how are your kids? How old are they? Very informal conversations, but never to the point that we had meaningful, deep conversations about one another. But what I did notice is she missed an 8:15 class, and she never misses. Because you'll know if she misses because she's this bright source of energy, and you look forward to seeing her. But that weekend, she wasn't there. And so the following weekend, I saw her, and I said, well, where were you? Were you skiing with your daughter? What were you up to, at a soccer game? And she said, no, I'm not feeling well, and I need a kidney. And it blew me away, because needing a kidney was something that never defined Molly. She was, like I said, a lot of energy, and a lot of energy for her 3 children, for her husband, and so many things that she does for the community. So it really took me back. And this discouragement that I had seen, that I hadn't heard from her in the past, I was asking her a few questions about it, and she just said, well, so many people have been tested, and I'm not getting a match, and it's just really frustrating. And at that moment, I just had this overwhelming sense of purpose that I can help. I think I can help her, and I think I can do this.
So if you need a transplant, many people know, and I'm pulling up my phone because so on June 16th, June 2nd of 2018, Christy messaged me on Facebook, because that was the only form of contact we had, and that was a Saturday. And many people, when you tell them you need a kidney, they'll kind of say they're going to do something, which there's no judgment about that. That's just kind of what happens in that conversation. And Christy says, what's your birthday? I'm filling out the paperwork in Facebook Messenger. I say, you're incredible. I give her my birthday. I said, I can't believe it. Thank you. And she says, sometimes there's a reason bigger than we know that can bring people together. It can't hurt to try. And I said, so kind of you, really. Like, what am I saying? And then that was in June. On August 6th, and she'll tell a little bit about this, but on August 6th of 2018, I say, what's your cell? And she gives me her cell, and I said, I'll call you in a half hour. So crazy, right? Because we had both gotten the call on that day that she was the match, and they were willing to put us into surgery. And she says, I have a meeting at 5:30, but I'll step out.
Yeah. So the funny thing is that when we're going through this, and I was one of many that tried to get tested, and Molly was really hopeful that it would be a family member or a cousin. And we saw each other at Orange Theory a couple of weeks while we were waiting for my results to come in. And her friend Sally out in New Jersey, I think. And so she found out that Sally went through all of the testing and for a medical reason was not able to donate. And I said to her, Molly, it's okay. Like, I'm your person. And I had this overwhelming sense of this divine intervention that stepped in, and I believed that I was going to be the person. So getting that text message and finding out that we were a perfect match, it was incredible. And Rabbi, you said something earlier that really talked to me. You talked about the challenges that we all face, and we just don't know why, but there's a purpose that we go through things, and we just have to accept that and figure out why. And during this time, my position was being eliminated in my job. And the reason why I had this meeting is I was applying for a position within my company, and so I was going into this interview. And so I couldn't talk to her because I was interviewing for my position. And as a single mom doing everything for my kids, my career was everything to me. But I didn't understand why this was happening, but it was okay. And getting this call, this sense of calm came over me, and I just thought, it's okay, this is part of the journey. And this is the purpose of why I'm supposed to do what I'm supposed to do. We all face challenges, and we all have things that we go through. But this was part of the journey, and this was part of what God had in plan for me. So it was very emotional.
I mean, it's amazing, and we talk about it. We talked about it on the ride here. We've talked to other people, and we both say, so it was really hard for me. I mean, Ian stood up here and said that he wasn't going to let Marcy give him a kidney. Like, it took so much. I mean, I remember conversations that I had where I was like, how am I going to take this woman's kidney? Like, how is that possible? I mean, she's a single mom. I knew this stuff was going on with work. But there came this time, and I really do think it was the day we got the call, because there was a lot of talk leading up to that there was a sense of calmness, and we talk about it. There was a time when we were in the hospital, and I've told this before, and it was in the middle of the night. We had had surgery on a Wednesday, and it was the middle of the night, Thursday night. So we had gone through Thursday, and we're walking in the hallway. So at Henry Ford, they put your donor and the patient on the same floor. And we're in the hallway, and I'm wheeling an IV. I have a mask on. There's a lot of stuff with me. And she's coming from the other end of the hallway. And
With a pillow.
With a pillow.
Holding myself over, making sure I can make it all the way down the hallway and back.
With a nurse, like a nurse is by her side. And we get halfway, and I'm like, hey. She's like, hey. I was like, you doing good? She's like, it hurts. I'm like, I know. And I remember thinking, there's no way that God was not part of this, that I do not feel a sense of guilt. Like, there was nothing that I had in me that was guilt or I owed someone something. I felt such peace that it was right. And I tell that because that moment to me was like, this was all right. This was meant to be. This was our plan.
And my moment as well, people questioned, didn't you have second thoughts? Didn't you think about, like, did you really want to do this? What if your child needed a kidney? My mom was one of the biggest people that held out and did not want me to do this. And that was one of the other challenges we faced. And through a lot of her network and prayer, she recognized that this was the right thing to do. So it is interesting. We all have our moments when we come to this point that we know that we're meant to do this. There was only one moment that I had this pause, and it was right before surgery. And of course, it was after we had a pre-party in her hotel, in her hospital room with Molly's parents, my parents, and they wheeled me into my room. And it was time to go in. And I was sitting with my parents, and I had a moment of just tears. And my dad saw me crying, and he cried. And then we sat and we prayed together. And the Henry Ford team that was so supportive, they always come in and make sure, are you sure you want to do this? And even in that moment of pause, I was more convicted than ever that this was the right thing to do. This was my journey. This was my purpose. This is what I needed to do. And so that was my only moment in all of it, and I knew that it was meant to be.
And then her mom walks into our room, and she's like, we just had a little meltdown, but we're really good right now. We're going. And I was like, sweet. It's good to know. It was good. But I mean, and just like some other points along the way, I mean, so we talked about this on the way here. I met her parents in the lobby of the hospital the morning we had surgery. I had not met her boys. Her boys are seniors. I have 3 kids. She has 2 boys. I did not meet them. My parents met them the day we had surgery. They had come, but I did not meet them till weeks after surgery. And I think we both said that we never forced any of that along the way. The journey was the journey, and it was happening exactly how it was supposed to happen. And our families now, we celebrate Christmas together. We have a dinner with our families separately together to celebrate that. And I just think that trusting in God and trusting the process and believing that it's happening for a greater purpose is what we feel like happened to us. You've talked about it, that plan, even though along the way it might have been painful or hurting, that it was the plan.
Mm-hmm. It was absolutely the plan. And I will say there's one thing that Molly always says when we talk, and she always says, she saved my life. She saved my life. And I always say to her, Molly, you're the one that saved mine. The sense of community that I feel that I've never felt before, especially going through a challenging time and a divorce, you can feel a loss. And the sense of community I've gained from knowing Molly and from going through this experience, the openness that my parents have now to the gift of life and organ donation and talking to their friends about it, it has really met this whole experience has magnified. And so that quote where they talk about when you give, you receive tenfold, I would say 100-fold. It's been the most incredible experience, and I'm grateful for our journey.
Me too. So thank you for having us.
Thank you. we really appreciate that. And I've been told that if you give an organ, if you give your kidney, you can look as beautiful as Chrissy as well. I'm told that guarantee you come out looking like that. And right. My hair's growing already. It's really a moment of Tish. So we have a tradition. So I shouldn't have let you walk away because people may have questions for you. So we always open it up to questions whenever we have services about anything about Jewish law or lore, but of course tonight about organ donation, about your experience, about the Stillmans, about the Bernstein's experience, about the car ride down to Toledo to meet Ian's doctor, as awkward as that moment was for you, Molly. So anything that you may be curious about, and then we'll enjoy an oneg as well. As you think of your questions, we do encourage, as part of Gift of Life, that everyone is signed up as an organ donor and has that, and we have that ability to do that outside as well. An important thing to be able to do. Yes, Michelle.
who need a kidney and different things, and they're like, absolutely not, you're not giving me your kidney, I know you, it's not gonna happen, I don't wanna live with this, and they won't let me go through the process. So my point is, when is it that you go through the process? If it's on my license that I'm an organ donor, do I have to die for somebody to decide to do something? Or do they how do I get to...
So how do you become So yes, if it's on your license, that is, God forbid, if something happens to you, and they don't reach Michael, they know that you've said you can use my organs for donation. However, how can you become a live donor? What's the process, Chrissy, you had to go through in order to become a live donor?
Yeah, so there's a couple of different ways that you can do it. The way that I did it with Molly was that I was a match directly with her. So Henry Ford, on their website, you can go on and you can do it if you know someone that is in need of an organ, such as a liver or a kidney, and you can match with them. You need their birth date and you need their name. But there's other ways that you can do living donation if you're not aware of anyone, but you have this sense of purpose that you want to be able to donate an organ. And you can go online and it can just be signing up, and they would probably take a blood and tissue test with you as well, but then they would determine if there were other people that were in the system that had that potential match. There's an initial match of blood and tissue, and if they find that there is a match, which is what Molly and I experienced in August, then you would go into more extensive testing after that. But so there's two ways. You can match directly with someone, or you can go generally into the donation, living donation site. Ian, I don't know if you have any other information beyond that.
I can add to that. I work with a transplant, so I can actually add to that. So if you're ever interested in being a living donor and you don't have a particular person in mind, you can contact any transplant center you decide, whichever one that you want to connect with. There's about 6 or 7 transplant centers in the state of Michigan, and you submit your information, and a lot of those transplant centers have forms online that you can fill out. You do a little bit more screening when you want to donate to somebody that you don't know, because they want to make sure that you're very serious about wanting to go through it. But then they do, tests and all of that also, and you can move forward that way. There's also a national organization called Donate Life America, and they're in the process of creating a living donor database that hasn't started yet, but they're working on it.
Any idea how many living donors there are per year, or does anyone?
So I think Henry Ford did 55 living donor transplants, but I mean, is it
Lisa's nodding.
you and Mama did about 78, so.
Okay.
Which is, I think, yeah, in terms of
Is there an age limit for a living donor?
depends on the transplant center, but I know people that have donated who are in their 70s.
Toledo goes up to 80.
Especially if you're donating to a spouse. So if you're 75 or 80 years old and you're donating to a spouse, they're more likely to allow it. If you're trying to donate to somebody that's younger, they probably won't.
And also statistically, Dee, for those who don't know, January will be 2 years that she's been on dialysis, and 60. Living donor, 75 to 85%. So statistically, it's like
Interesting. Good information. Thank you. Well, important for us to do and to be aware of and to honor. And to all of your parents who are here, Alicia, your folks, and Michael, and Bernstein's as well, and Marcy, your parents, and to Molly and Chrissy. It's really beautiful to have that support, right? And to see what that means to all of us. It's a real message that we can hold on. And I think, we're an intimate group tonight, so part of our obligation is to tell the story. Not everyone gets to meet Molly and Chrissy, so for us to share that, as well as Emily's story, as well as Ian's story, and the blessings of this, and so we can help other people as well. A few quick things to share on behalf of Temple. The melody cantor sang, in the guided meditation, if you particularly like that, as well in Hashkivenu as well, those were written by our friend Dan Nichols, who will be our musician in residence once again in January, late January. Someone was asking about the melody, so make that tie-in. So beautiful service we have with Dan. He's that last weekend in January, February, our artist in residence. In 2 weeks, we have a lighter-themed service, tacos and tequila. Still Shabbos, but then less heavy. Rabbi will be in New York City with the high school kids, so he this year is a part of Organ Donor Shabbat, which is nice. He wasn't away with our high schoolers.
Actually been able to be at.
Right?
He told people before I didn't believe in organ donation.
You and Carly. So, Ellie's ready. She's so done, right? So Ellie's name in Hebrew, Eliana, means my God has answered. So if God answers, then services, it's time for the cupcakes out there, right? Is that what you're thinking? No? And one last thing, question was asked as well about the adult Israel trip that goes out on March 26th this spring that Leslie, my wife, and me are taking out. And so we still have some space in that trip. So we're making sure people have that opportunity to go. So we want you to be part of that too. So join us in a moment for a special oneg in honor of our guests tonight, especially Molly and Chrissy, for sharing your story. We really appreciate your time as two moms as well, and all the other things you have in your lives to give to our community and share that. And it's nice to hear about the family that you gain in organ donation and organ receiving as well, that many of us aren't aware of, and how powerful that is. And thanks for including us and bringing us into that too. It means a lot to us. Please rise for our closing prayer. Anai oz emo yitain, anai avrechat amov shalom. May God give strength to all people. May God bless all of us here and everywhere with peace. Good Shabbos, everyone.